Hello, everyone. It's Yogi here. I hope you're well. And this is a Sunday evening in London. And I had a really busy day actually teaching. Sunday is a very busy day for a yoga teacher. And I'm so looking forward to doing a spot of stitching with you. So today, this is the piece I'm going to be working on. This is from Heaven and Earth and from one of our favorite artists, Amy Stewart. And this piece is called Love Letters, Chocolate Shop. I mean, what a combination. You can't say no to that. So this piece, I've only started working on since early this year. And it was from, for some, I think from beginning of this year, I just kind of looking for something a bit different. So I decided to try out half stitches, 10 stitches, and I love it. So this is one of the pieces that I actually started because of my, when I embarked on my adventure of 10 stitches. So let me show you the full markup. If you haven't seen this beautiful piece, there you go. So this is a mini version of it. And if you know Heaven and Earth at all, mini is by no means small. It's just smaller than the regular pieces. And every single piece from Heaven and Earth is epic. Okay, so make no mistake. And look at this beautiful view of this chocolate shop. You can see through the window. I think this might be evening. I think this is a night view. There's some neon signs and a background there and beautiful plants crawling through the building. So it's an old building. And there's a little cat on the staircase there on the left. So you could easily miss it. And there's some little birds in front of the chocolate shop. I mean, and that pink door as well, the signature pink door of this piece. Let me show you my progress so far with this piece. So considering I've just started beginning of this year, so currently I'm on 11%, which is not bad at all. If you know me, anything that's double digit is a good thing. And on top of that, I'm starting from 0 stitch today, and just give you a quick view of where I have completed so far with this piece. So it's about total 9 pages worth of stitching here. And I'm not doing too badly at all. Not bad at all, considering I've just started a few months ago and juggling God knows how many other pieces at the same time. So let me put my tablet away there. And let's look at the chat. Brittany, hello, you're the first one. Brittany says hello, everyone. And Sarah is here as well. Hello, Sarah. And Adri, hello. Adri says I made it. Well done. And Suzanne is here as well. Hello. And Steve, how are you, Steve? And Jeanette says hello, everyone. And Rose, hello, Rose. And Nikki is here as well. I'm so happy. And oh my God, I'm so excited. Every time I look at this color scheme, my heart just starts racing. And I can't wait to stitch it. And it's half stitches as well. So there's an element of being slightly faster than my normal speed. And just so you know, this is 25 count. This is a DMC fabric. It's not gridded, so I'm gridding myself. I'll probably need to reinforce the lines a little bit as I move forward. And I'm using CXC floss. So this is kind of important. So I find if you are going to do 10 stitches, sometimes you worry about DMC's coverage. If you're one of those people, try CXC floss. It's really, really lovely for 10 stitches. It's slightly, it's full body, so bulkier, but for half stitches, you can see if I zoom in closely like this, you practically cannot tell whether it's half stitches or full stitches. So if the floss provides really good coverage. I love both. I love DNC as well. I've got 25 count 1/1, mostly using DMC. So, you know, it's using the right floss for the right piece. And just quickly to show you, I think you've pretty much seen the entirety of my piece here, but just to show you, I took a picture before I placed the fabric on the hoop here. So this is the entirety there. So today I am going to work on, let me just zoom out a little bit so you can see. I'm very tempted to work on sort of this window area, because underneath the window, let me bring up this little markup there, is the canopy, and it's so beautiful. The pink and black together, I like to move downward from here and start to come, and also the store name as well. It's just right below this window here. And so I'm going to generally work really loose diagonal line. You can tell that I'm not following any strict diagonal shape, but I generally like to work, I keep the left side slightly, to start from the left side and working upwards. So let's see how it goes. So, and Essie is here as well. Essie says, good evening. And let me know what you're working on today in this beautiful Sunday. So warm in London. And now it's getting dark. There's still a little bit of daylight outside, which is remarkable considering it's 8:40 in London. So the daytime is still pretty long. I'm very happy here. So let me move forward. Why don't I start from this point? So the method of choice for me, so far, well, up to maybe the last session, I was doing row by row, block by block. The reason I wanted to do that was to make sure that, you know, the stitches are not to get too crowded. And but my worry was a little bit unfounded, because last session I actually tried block by block color completion within one block at a time, and it worked fine. It was fine to stitch. Occasionally you probably have a couple of stitches a little bit tight if they're boxed in, otherwise perfectly okay, and it's a lot faster as well. So you know, that's always a bonus. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to do color completion within the block and then move block by block. So as he says, I just finished my stitching for this evening. Wow, you're done. Stitch on Miss Tober. Oh, a gecko roach piece. Oh my God, amazing. I mean, if you haven't joined the group, join our Facebook group. You can post your beautiful piece on there. I love to see it. And Brittany says, I'm working on Once Upon a Fairy Tale Max Color. Wow, that's an epic piece as well. It's a very popular piece from Amy Stewart. And let's see. Let me move forward and bring the fabric a little bit closer to me. And Suzanne says, I'm working the fox and the flowers. Beautiful piece, beautiful piece. And Rose says, I'm working on Jelly. Whoa, oh, the soul. Yes, you've got to work hard on that to get the next piece. And trying to complete 2 more pages. Amazing. When you're counting 1 page at a time, you know you're stitching fast. Let me move that one up. So generally, when I come to a new block, I move all the part threads on top and work from the bottom. And let me just reinforce my pencil lines there. So I'm using a regular pencil. I'm counting on the fact that the lines won't show once it's stitched properly. So let me just draw a quick line down here, so I'm not going to get confused. Beautiful here. And then my first color will be this beautiful green. So this block is a mixture of partially the window and also some of the green plants on the left there. So it's an interesting block with two different, very different color groups. And drink of choice tonight, I'm drinking peppermint tea, but on top of that, a Diet Coke. I'm just so warm. So Diet Coke, a little bit naughty with caffeine, but I'll be okay. Take a sip. Hello, Grace. Grace says, hi, Yogi. Hi, everyone. Say hello to Grace. And Sarah says, I'm lost in a huge sky. I'm lost in a huge sky of monarch of the gland. Yes, sky is tricky. Sky is tricky. Sky is essential for a beautiful piece, but it requires a little bit of willpower, I think, in most pieces. So let me highlight just one stitch here, and I'm going to part down. So generally my first choice would be parking downwards. Well, actually, my first choice is to the right. I'm breaking my own rules. I'm getting confused. Yes, because normally I would move to the right before I go diagonally down. So in general, so as a rule, I'm going to part to the right. And if there's no stitches on the right, and I'll part down. So it actually doesn't matter, because ultimately, you have to do one or the other. I constantly breaking my own, I constantly break my own rules. So take it as a very large pinch of what. So next thing. Oh, Essie says, I'm in a group. Just posted a progress pic. Lovely. I'll take a look. I'll definitely take a look. And great, Grace, you're starting a little cake shop. Oh my God. The method was shown yesterday, you mean Gemma's method. Amazing. What fabric count are you working the piece on? And is it a mini or is it a full size? I need to know. So this is just one stitch here, and I'm going to take it over to the right there. It's quite far for me, but it's just one stitch, so I don't want to bring the new thread every time. So it's actually over one block away. And Jane as well. Hi, good evening, everyone. She says, say hello to Jane. Really good to see you guys. And yes, it'll be very interesting to see someone else to work with Gemma's method. Not many people do that. So I'm very, very interested to know. And if you're not familiar with Gemma Stitches method, watch the live stream from yesterday. That's the method I use to stitch the Granny's craft room piece. It's a very interesting method if you're not familiar with it. And I'm going to just go through the part threads first, and then I'll start to fill in the remaining stitches. And I saw some members on the group actually made some purchases of new patterns, and yeah, some of them look very familiar. So I'm very excited. I'm always excited when I find other people stitching the same pieces as me. It's very inspiring and encouraging as well. It motivates me to work on it even more. And just 2 stitches here, and this one I'm going to end as well. I'm going to move it about 10 stitches down. So currently the ending method for me is to take the end thread about 10 stitches away and then tuck it under the fabric until it's stitched over. But in a bit, I'm going to show you a comment I got from the channel suggesting a slightly different method, or should I say a method I don't totally get. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the instructions, so I need you guys to look at it for me as well to make sure, because it sounds like a full cross, but the method is actually for half, 10 stitches, and in terms, you know, the thread ending method for 10 stitches. So let me just put this back, this one back, 3,750, because currently, even though this is my end thread ending of method of choice, I would like to find a better one, because first of all, you can tell there's slight little I would say mess, let's say a little parties, individual little parties going on there on their own, and I would like to find a method, so maybe I don't need to do this, because I simply do not have a better idea. So until I find a better idea, better method, I'm sticking with this one. Gray says, I would love to be able to work on 25 counts, but it's too small for me. This is a regular pattern on 20 counts. 20 counts is absolutely beautiful. Yes, 20 count is absolutely fine. So it's a regular size, 20 count. And to be honest, if you're working with Gemma's method, it's much better, much more fun on larger stitches. I think 20 is just perfect. Great choice. Because when it gets to 25, Gemma's method for me, it doesn't flow as much, because you kind of not enjoying the benefit of that method. And let me just bring this one down as well to tuck it in. Already 3 end threads with this block. 3A61, and definitely look up Gemma's channel. I'm pretty sure you have. She's got very good a tutorial step by step, and she's the OG, so she knows what she's talking about. And from here, my little cupcake. And going up here. The next one, 640, just 2 stitches. 2 stitches here. Adrian. Adria, I saw your beautiful embroidery. Very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5. park here. Hi, Frankie's here. Hello. Frankie says hello, everyone. Hello to Frankie. Hey, Tree, are you drinking one of those beers again? It's supposed to be non-alcoholic. You have no excuse. Oh, I have another sip of the Coke. So refreshing. 6:40. Adri's going rogue. So one stitch here. Oh, I think I may have. Let me just have a look. Where am I? I think I popped this one in the wrong place. Let me just quickly have a look. See, I'm warming up here. So if I'm going to make mistakes at any time at all, it will be now. Interesting. These two belong to the top. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I've done these. That's why. Just water. Wink, wink. So today I had a early morning class. Well, not that early, about 10 o'clock. And it's a pretty strong class. It's a class that I always look forward to because I can be a little bit experimental with my sequences. You know, normally I try to keep it relatively, I wouldn't say safe, but probably just make sure that everybody, no one feels alienated. Like, I can't do that, or I can't fold, I'm not flexible. So I always give options for every single pose. But on Sunday morning class, because the people come to this class, majority of them are so strong. They're athletes, they're marathon runners, they're people who practice yoga for a long time, and they want challenges. So I make sure that I give them a lot of challenges. And today was really, really so much fun. And it's so rewarding when you see students come to the class and they really want to work hard. There's nothing wrong to go to a yoga class and just want to, relax a little bit, to feel good. Absolutely fine. But it's so encouraging to me as a teacher, and also empowering as well, knowing that students want more. And I give them more. I give them a lot this morning. And to be honest, when I came back, because I had a second class at around 2 o'clock, so I had some time. I did some grocery shopping and took a little bit of break, and I was exhausted. I was like, I needed a nap. I was thinking, oh, I'm kind of feeling a little bit tired. I can sit down, maybe just, relax a little bit. And then I decided to take a nap. Very short one though. I think I slept for about maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, power nap. But it was so good. It was really refreshing. I think, if you take a short nap when you need it, oh, it makes such a difference. So when I went back in for the second class in the afternoon, I was feeling a lot better. And you do need to have a full tank of energy, not just physical energy, but that, I wouldn't say spiritual energy. That sounds really pompous. But, you need to have a full tank of energy to give. Or the students can sense it, and everybody feels tired and weak, and that's not good. So it's my job to bring good energy, but it's their job to bring in, the motivation to work as well. I can't make anybody do anything, and it's not my job to try to urge anybody to do anything. I'm just there to create a space, and they can choose to come in. They can choose to come in, but it's their choice. And if they choose to come to the practice, you know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And the next one. Let me see if I can bring the light up here a little bit more. That's better. Adri, you're having fun, aren't you? And even at this time in the evening, it's super warm. I'm borderline sweating. And 2 more here. So the other day I did a cross country with half stitches. I say, because I wanted to know whether, you know, I was going to do well, because half stitches, it's harder to kind of identify where they are on the fabric, for my eyes anyway, because maybe because I'm not used to it, because I know a lot of people who do cross country with half stitches. So I wanted to give it a try, and I'm glad I did. But mixed review. I might try it again, but you know, I was a little bit lost halfway because I was doing cross country. There's so many reference points, and the stitches look different from full cross, obviously, not as defined. So I was struggling a little bit, but I like to be able to, you know, like to try again because it's fun. I always try to give it another chance, even if I'm not fully sure, you know. I don't want to write it off. Adri says, I'm thinking of cutting some fabric for my next project. Do you know what you're going to work on? Have you got your pattern, kind of possible candidates? Oh, you know what? And talking about possible candidates for new piece. Are you horrified? I'm thinking about starting a new piece. How do I put it? It's been talking to me. I try to put it out of my mind, but it just kept coming back to haunt me. I know I've got many whips, you know, you've seen it. I cannot deny. Oh, flamingos, Adri. Let me just remove these party goers so I have free space to park, because I'm fighting with them. I don't know, these party goers been drinking, but I need to remove them. So I'm not going to run into them constantly. So is your flamingo piece a full coverage or embroidery? I love embroidery as well. I'm just terrible at it. I think Cross stitching is a bit more predictable because as long as you can do a cross, you can cross stitch. Whereas embroidery, it requires a little bit more skill, I think. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. Good. It's worth counting. Embroidery. Oh, satin stitch. Oh, that's the worst one, I think. I can do what is it called? French knot. I'm relatively good at it. I know a lot of people have trouble with French knot. But satin is so difficult because it's not very structured. You basically, it's almost like drawing. Using your threads, your floss as almost like a brush. And I struggle with that a little bit. Satin stitch is difficult. Hey, Jose, I want to learn cross stitch. You don't have to learn it. I'm sure you can do it. It's simple. Hey, Joyce. Joyce is in the chat. Say hello to Joyce. And I'm going to end another thread. A lot of thread ending happening here. And 3A35. 3A35. Let's just pop it back. A lot of thread ending with this block because I think it's transitioning into something else. So this color group is kind of gradually getting kind of faded out. Yes, Adri, satin stitch is my nightmare. I'm sticking with cross stitching. Let's see if I can manage 3 stitches here with this short bit of thread. Let me see if I can come over here. One more. And there's another one at the bottom. See if I can get away with it with this tiny bit left over thread. I think we're good. There. Oh, Brittany is recommending needlebug. Absolutely. There are so many great channels to learn methods from. Teresa Little Stitcher, that I'm not familiar with. I'll put a more here. me take another sip of my Coke. Lovely, Adri. I'll definitely look at your pics on the group. And by the way, if any of you haven't joined a group and would like to do so, why don't I post a link in the chat for you? So you can just follow the URL if you're interested. And there you go. So if you look on top of the chat, you'll be able to find the link to the group. Oh, there are quite a few stitches of this color. Very exciting. Let me see if I can bring the light over a little bit more. Oh, is she in the UK? Lovely. I'll look her up. Very nice. Very nice. She's from London as well. It's always good to know I'm not alone. I'm not the only stitcher in the London village. Ooh. See, there's a pin stitch there, so the fabric is a little bit distorted. And 3 underneath. So what are you working on, Joyce? Are you working on your main piece there? So Joyce is working on the piece in time for the future grandchild's birth or sometime around there. Lovely. So fast. Yay. I might be able to break 200 today. Right. I think I'm going to pop downwards. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Bedtime story. Yes, that's the piece. And one more Parks thread for this block. Yay. Just one stitch. And you know, this might be a good time that I bring up that comment I was mentioning, I mentioned earlier on. So let me show you this. So I need your help, okay, guys. So this is sent from sent by Natalia. So I'm sure she this is a public comment on the website on the channel. So I'm sure she wouldn't mind that I'm showing Will I show her comment here? So Natalia says, "Hi Yogi, I can suggest you my method of ending 10 stitches. When I make the last stitch, I don't tighten it, forming in a loop and threading the needle through it, returning to the hole from which the stitch begins. For example, I go up from the bottom left hole, go down to the top right hole, creating a loop, go up from the bottom right through the loop, and then down to the top right, tightening the stitch." Hard to explain. Yeah, with words. Hope this makes sense. And I reply, "Thank you for the tip, Natalia. Following your description, it sounds more like a full cross, because that's kind of in my mind, because she mentioned the bottom right hole. So I don't know if that's an error or I'm not understanding correctly." And then she replied, "Almost, but the second leg goes vertical and under the 10th stitch and hides." So this is the part I would really like to figure this out, because this lady, Natalia, I never seen her on the chat, so I presume she probably can't make it to the chat, to the live stream, so I can't ask her directly. But through her description, what do you think this is? Because this is basically a thread ending method for 10 stitches. But she is, as she mentioned, going from left, it's a bottom up, sorry, upper right. Let me read that again. So the example she gives, I go up from the bottom left hole. Okay, go up, down to the top right. Okay, so that's a 10 stitch. But then she says creating a loop. How does that create a loop? And then she goes up from the bottom right. That doesn't make sense. Does it make any sense to you? So, Joyce. Joyce says, "I'm not sure if today was a Saw Amy day." It's a special Sunday. Well, you can make it Saw Amy day any day. Ellen, "Yogi, you teach very well. Where can I learn more? Like a kid, or learn to do..." Sorry, what is it you're referring to, Ellen? Teaching cross stitching? So guys, please help me with this comment. So I need to understand exactly what Natalia is referring to, because if this method works, it could work for me, and so I can escape from this crazy party and bits underneath, if that makes sense. Anyone? Any wisdom from the stitchers? Right, I'm going to leave the comment up there so you can read a little bit, and I'll take it off, and maybe someone can offer some guidance there. So I'm about to end this thread actually, so, and I'm not understanding what Natalia is actually describing there, because I thought she was talking about loop method, but it doesn't sound like a loop method. So let me know. Okay, I'm going to take it down a little bit. Oh, Sarah, you did it? Just go step by step. So my confusion is, how do you, if your tent goes from bottom left to upper right, which is my direction, this is how I do it, why would you go up from bottom right? Wouldn't it the thread is going to show, wouldn't it? So that's where I get confused. Sarah did it. Adri says, my understanding is you go through the left hole. While going through the top right, you create a loop. So why don't I do it here so you can describe to me? So let me come over here somewhere you can see. So let me just bring my needle. This is the closest I can zoom in. So if I go from bottom left here, right, and pull my thread up, and according to the description, I go down through the upper right, correct? We tend to, oh. So I'm going to the bottom right. How does that create a loop? Do you mean leaving it like this and then come up? And then she says, come up from bottom right and thread it through? Is that what she means? It leaves a loop, then up in bottom right, pull a needle through. So where's the loop? So is this the loop, or do I create a loop? That's the part I do not understand at all. Because this, if I go down, if I pull the thread down, this is essentially a 10 stitch, right? So that would be a regular 10 stitch. And then what? And then why would I leave a loop, then up the bottom right and pull a needle through the loop? That's the part I don't understand. If you come up from the bottom right, wouldn't the thread be showing? Let me just pull that up a little bit. Is this the loop? If this is the loop and I come up from bottom right, bottom corner there, come up and thread it through, is that what you mean? That's created before pulling all the way through. So this is it, right? Pull a needle through. You mean like that? But wouldn't that be a full cross? Am I missing something? And place a needle through. Yeah, I did. But that looks like a full cross, doesn't it? Can someone do a demonstration? Sarah, do a demonstration. Film the clip and post it on the Facebook. Help. I don't understand it. So that's the part I don't understand it. And she's not talking about loop ending. She's not talking about this. She's talking about actually pull a needle through upper right. Through the loop, but not top right hole. So this is a loop. Is that correct? And then over there, let me bring up the comment again. So so the example she gives, I go up from the bottom left. Okay, so that's a normal tent stitch she's describing. I go up from the bottom left hole down to the top right hole, creating a loop. So this is the loop. Through the loop, but not top right hole. Maybe cropped a loop on the back of the fabric where you put a needle through. But how do you see it if it's at the back of the fabric? Sarah, how did you do it? So this is a bit I don't understand it, because why would the needle come up from the bottom right at all? Because if you're coming from bottom right, wouldn't it Where's the loop then? This is the loop, right? And let me bring it up again. You go down into the top right, through the loop, into the top right. Hang on. Let me bring it down. Bottom right. Do you mean like this? And top right? Like that? But that's like half and a little bit stitch. I'm sure this is not supposed to be like this. After you go through the loop, go back down, bottom left. It worked? Suzanne, no, this is not working. This is not half stitch. This is not 10 stitch. So after you go through the loop, go back down, bottom left? Is it, hang on. I can't do it. I can't forget. This is crazy. Let me see. So it worked for Sarah apparently, but oh, this is very secure. Whatever this is very secure because I can't undo it. Dear, oh dear. Let me see. Oh, this is very secure. Only it doesn't look like 10 stitch and a half. Right. Let me just leave that down. Oh, Stitchy Dutchy, Joy says, Nicola, simply a stitcher, creates a loop on the back. On the back? To pull the thread through, how do you do that then? How do you see it? That sounds way too advanced for me. How do you see it though? Let me bring another thread here. I don't think I got it, did I? Adri said, I tried it and it worked? What? What am I missing then? What am I missing? I don't understand it. Because I'm following the description there. Hi, Jan. Hello. Jan has joined the chat. I'm not getting it. Okay, I'm gonna park it for now because I'm not getting it. And if anyone from the group, any of you could kindly just create a little clip just to show me because I'm not getting it. I would like to be able to find a solution. So so I can have a better ending method. Suzanne says if there are other stitches, it does look like half stitch and it holds. Oh, so that's how it was intended? Like a half stitch and another bit. Suzanne says you did it, but once there are other stitches, it won't look wrong. All right. So are you saying I did it correctly? It's supposed to look like that. Sarah says you got it, but went down top right at the end. Go down bottom left. Let me try again. So Sarah, watch me. Let me do this. So let me clear this away. So if I go up, let me see. Let me just go down from here. So, okay, I'm going to come up from here, okay? So imagine, let me just tease that way. So imagine if this is the bottom left, I come up, okay? And I go down to the upper right here. And then when I come up from the bottom right, if that's actually correct, Sarah says, I suppose to go down bottom left. Oh, so I thread the needle through the loop, correct? And then go down to the bottom left, like that. Oops. No, it's not as, I didn't secure the other side. Hang on. It's not secure though, because when I pull through, it just went straight through. Let me try again. Bottom left, upper right, and then create a loop here, and then come up from the bottom right. Put the needle through the loop, right? So far so good? And then you say, I'm supposed to go down to the bottom left. Is that correct? Like that? Like that? Okay. Oh, I see. So you can see a little bit on the bottom right there because it's coming up from the bottom right. And it's relatively secure actually. I'm pulling. This is just a loose stitch. Oh, I see. Did I get it? Yay! Well, actually, yes, because it looks like full cross, but you're absolutely right. When it's in the middle of everything else, you can't possibly see it. Oh, thank you, team. We solved the mystery. Because I was reading that comment back and forth, God knows how many times, I just couldn't figure out. So I am right from coming up from the bottom right. That bit tricked me because I thought, well, if you're coming up from bottom right, you're essentially making a full cross. So this is it. Thumbs up? Thumbs up if I got it. Wow. Yeah, it's actually relatively secure. I'm tucking it. You can see it's not going anywhere. Not bad. Not bad. What? Oh, Natalia, yes, you are. Here's the lady. Yes. Oh, sorry. I never seen you live on the chat. So I was trying to find help from everyone. Now the lady herself. Is that correct, Natalia? Have I done it right? This is how it's intended, right? Because I want it to work. It is quite secure. I like it. It is correct, Natalia. Give me a thumbs up so I know. Ooh, there you are. There you are. Excellent. Thumbs up, everyone. It's actually looking not half bad. Not half bad, because if you look at all the stitches here, they look like full stitches, to be honest. Full cross. Oh, Natalia, you win a trophy. Please give Natalia a trophy emoji, please. I think she deserves a medal here. Thank you for suggesting it. So I need to. It's so secure. I can't undo it. So it's a proof of the pudding. It's a single stitch, but it's super secure. Ah, okay. Yes, yes. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this for this piece. Wonderful. Oh, John says, can you repeat it? I like this method. I normally do the loop one. Yes, I try the loop as well, loop ending, but I always get, create a nut and it jams and I can't push it down. So I'm looking for something a bit simpler for my skill level, if you know what I mean. But this is good. This is very secure, actually. Even just a single stitch. Fabulous. Fabulous. No, Natalia, it was me. Because your description is spot on. It's just the fact that I couldn't get my head around. I kept thinking that if you coming from bottom right, surely you are doing the full cross, but it's not the case. You actually go down the bottom left. That was the part I didn't understand. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. We did it. We did it. Thank you. You can all try it now. And Robin, hello. Robin says, my first time watching you live stream. I may have to try that way of ending. Yes, it's actually really secure. I had to cut it open. I couldn't pull it open. You can't frog it. It's a proof of the pudding. Fabulous. I love it. I'm going to use it until it breaks. I hope it won't break. Oh, Natalia, you've got 4 trophies from Joyce. That's not easy. Normally, I only get 2. Stitching like 3 hours later. I only get 2 trophies. You get 4. You did it. 890. 890. I'm very happy. I got that solved. Mystery solved. 890. And Natalia, I didn't want to just keep writing back and forth. I thought, well, that's, it's not going to be easy. So I thought I'd just check with everybody, get all the brains, all the fantastic brains together. So I'm very happy for you to join us. 890. Heather. Oh, Heather's new in the chat. Hello, Heather. Joy says the tail hides under the fabric thread. Yeah, you can see a tiny bit on the right, but if it's blended in, you literally can't see. Yes. Fantastic. Dante, you're late for the party, darling. Yes, we just solved a mystery of a thread ending method. A90, let me bring a longer thread there. A90. Yes. I'm gonna try this method. So I can be free from this. Look at this. No more random party people on my fabric. Thank you, Natalia. You're a star. You're a star. Have you joined our group yet? Come join us. It's a Facebook group. If you look up there's a link on top of the chat. And you're welcome to join us. It's good fun. Yes. And for my starting method, I'm going to just do a very clumsy pin through the middle, if I can find the center. And stitch over. Beautiful. Rose says I'm sending virtual trophies. I can't find a trophy icon. Yeah, I need some guidance from Joyce. She knows where the icon is. Oh, I'm so happy. Got that mystery solved. Lovely. Now I really can't wait to end threads. I need to wait till the next one. It's like having a new toy, I just want to play. And Ivy says, I'm late. Another stitcher I follow does live at the same time. How dare they? On Wednesdays and Sundays. Oh, at the same time. I don't do my stream at the same time. Random time. Random time. Just keep you on the edge. Keep you on your toes. Ivy's got a lot of conflicting live streams. 2 and 3. One more here. Let's see. And a few more to the right. Yes, Suzanne, no more pin stitches. Not a fan for ending with pin stitches. And one more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to park it down to the block underneath. Oh no, there's a thread already. Oh, now, oh, you know what? You know what? So, in order to end it that way, I need to undo this, because very often I would stitch and stitch and stitch, not knowing the last stitch is going to be the last stitch, if you know what I mean. I have to look around, so I just stitched my last one, not knowing, so I'm gonna do that again. Watch and weep. Okay, everyone. Live demonstration. Ivy, now you can have a look what we were trying to work on earlier on, the mystery we're trying to solve. From bottom left and upper right down, and then leave it open, so there's a little loop there. Coming up from the bottom right corner, thread a needle through, pull, and come down through the bottom left where you started. Done. All right. Yeah, I'm sure you can't see that little corner there. And it's very secure. Lovely jubbly. I don't have to do this anymore. Oh, freedom. A90. I'm very happy. Oh, Joy says, I just tried it on a full cross, and that also works. Only adjust the order because my top leg slants the other way. Oh, so you do it, so you tried it on full cross, you go left to bottom left, upper right, and then come up the other leg, leave it loose, and then come up from the bottom left and tuck. Because with full cross, I normally just do a tuck in. Full cross is much easier to find other methods, but tent is difficult because it's a tent stitch. So yes. Suzanne, I do that all the time. I do that all the time with numbers. That's why it's always important for me to cross-reference the swatch as well. Otherwise, I'll be stitching a very different piece from everyone else. Here. So the only trick with this ending is I need to know when I'm going to end. If not, I have to undo the last stitch, which is not too bad. And I'll probably become more aware of, you know, when my last stitch is going to be as well, going forward. Nice 3-2, nice 3-2. Very nice. Greer T, is it Greer J? Butchering your name once again. I'm so sorry. She says, could a head of heaven and earth also be done on 28 count fabric? Still have a lot of that at home. Oh, you mean can you stitch on 28 count? Of course you can. A lot of the stitches here, they do their pieces on 28 and higher as well, and 32. No names. Brittany, okay? People like that they exist. 32 counts, okay? So yes, I think if I understood you correctly, yes, you can. So 28, you can do full cross. You can also do 2/2 like this one. 2/1, sorry. 10 stitch. You have your options. So this is really jammed, packed, so I'm not gonna do a pin. I think it would be secure. There. One below that. And then 2 more. So now I'm more aware, knowing that the next stitch will be my last one. So I can remember to do the ending. Oh, let's have a look. Thread through the loop, pull, and then down to the left. Ooh, it's looking a little bit bulky here. There. Can't see the difference. There you go, super secure. Lovely jubbly. Sarah tried it too on full cross. Oh, Natalia says finishing full cross this way by making top leg first. Wow, so it works for full cross as well. That's lovely. Never occurred to me to do it that way. So if you do it on a full cross, let me try it actually. Let me grab a thread. Why don't we do a live demonstration? So it's clear in my head as well. So let me do this. It's going to be quite full because let me just pull one thread here. Let's say if you do 1/1 on 25 counts. So from here, right, let's have a look. A clearer space there. So watch, Joyce, see if that's what you did. So I'm gonna pull, insert a needle there. So it's, I'm going to do a full cross, okay? And so let's say if I want to do this stitch, I go from bottom left, come up and do the first leg, right? Normally. And then I come through the bottom right. Let me pull that a little bit. Bottom right, and bring it over, leaving a loop, correct? And do I come up from bottom left, or it doesn't matter, or upper right? And thread it through. Am I correct? And then come down to bottom right. Oh, look at that. It does look like a normal cross, doesn't it? So I just apply that method on the second leg. Is that correct? It doesn't look too bad and it's very secure. Let me have a look. Secure. And I'm pulling from the bottom. Secure. It's magic, Natalia. You guys just... All right. I like that. Because loose stitches is always really tricky. So normally what I do is I'll do a normal cross and then I'll take the thread down through the middle, but it's not always secure. It's secure about 70% of the time. But this looks super secure. Whoa! This is good. This is good stuff. Now I have, it's so secure and now I can't undo it. I have to cut it. This is super secure, everyone. So I like it, and so simple as well. And it's actually easier for full cross because you're probably more aware the fact that you're stitching the last one, or maybe not. I don't know. But even if you are, you just happen to do the last stitch, it's probably not hard to just bring the thread up again and then apply the method. You probably can't see that you stitch twice. Very nice. So this will be quite secure for just loose stitches, you know, floating away from... See? I can't even undo it. That's how secure it is. Here it is. Gone. Is that correct, Joyce? Wonderful. I got it. I got it. This is a victorious session today. I learned something really, really useful. Well, I learned something useful every single session anyway from you guys. But I'm really happy. I've been looking for a method to end the 10 stitches for ages. And finally, it's here. Thank you. Thank you, Stitchy Fairy, Aka, Natalia. Now you need a halo. Very nice. Now, 3752. 3752. Three, 7, 5, 2. Oh, Natalia says you can create loop with the first leg. And then do you thread your needle through as you come up for the second leg? Huh? Joy says maybe it is a good time for the revert stitch to finish a full cross. Are you up to it? It's even simpler. Is that a different method? Reverse stitch to finish. After full cross. Explain, Joyce. Explain to me like I'm a child. About 3. Let me see. 1, 2. Fabulous. Fabulous. And it's very tight to do a pin, but I'll attempt to do that. I'm going to come up from the bottom left one more time. See, it's not elegant, okay? But it works when I manage. 1, 2. And 2 more here. Right. That's your middle name. A fairy. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Joy. Joy says, okay, here comes the reversed stitch. Wow, that sounds badass. How do you do it, Joyce? Give it to us. Oh, Jeanette. Jeanette says, good night, everyone, and thanks. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night. And, oh, I forgot that's the last stitch again. See, I do forget. So I am going to bring up, oh, you know what? Even though I have done the last stitch without knowing it's the last stitch, I'm going to try, instead of undoing the stitch, I'll see if I can come up from the bottom right anyway, and then thread my needle through if I can, so I don't have to undo it, because I can imagine this will happen quite a lot, that I'll be unaware this is my last stitch, and then I'm going to just tease it up, thread it through, and do it the same way. Still works. So I don't have to have anxiety thinking, oh, do I remember this is the last stitch? That doesn't look too bad at all. Three, 7, 5, 2. 3, 7, 5, 2. Okay. Joy says, make a cross stitch. Start with your normal top leg, but don't pull too tight. Hang on, let me grab a thread. Live demonstration, everyone. Live here on Slow Stitch Yogi. Very slow stitch yogi. Let me grab a dark color so we can all see very well. So we're talking 1/1. Yes, 1/1 full cross. So I picked this really dark color here, and let me bring it over there so we can all see. Okay, I'm following your instruction. So far away. Make a cross stitch, start from your normal top leg. Okay, so I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna stitch right here, bottom left, just a normal cross stitch, like a full cross. Oh, do your top leg. Okay, top leg over there, but don't pull tight. Okay, yeah. And what's next? Hi River, hello everyone, join the party. So make a full cross, start with your top leg, but don't pull it tight. So I've got it here. And do I come up from the bottom right? Take your time. I'm waiting. I'll take a sip of my Coke. I don't want Joyce to have sort of her fingers, injured through speed typing. That wouldn't be good. Yes, there you go. And okay, the second part of instruction. Then make your next leg like your normal bottom leg. Okay, under the top leg, you just make. Under the top leg, you just make. Gently pull it tight and come up a few stitches away. So I come up for the second leg, right? And I come up here. Let me see. Under the top leg, you just make. You mean like threading through like that? And pull it tight and come up. Pull it tight like that. A few stitches away. Through a fabric thread. You mean like going down, making a full cross, right? Ooh, it's not very secure. Have I done it wrong? I just pulled and it goes all the way down. It's not supposed to do that. Have I missed something, Joyce? I think I've seen someone else did this. I think it may have been a Japanese lady. I'm not sure. Let me try again. So I do the first leg coming down here. And did I miss something, Joyce? Gently pull it tight and come up a few stitches away through a fabric thread. So am I threading the needle through the loop? Is there a loop? Let me read that again. Then make your next leg like your normal bottom leg. Under the top leg you just made. Yeah, that's what I did. Gently pull like that through. Like that. But it's not super secure though. Have I missed something? So if I go down to the upper left, that's what I normally do for the second leg. But when I pull, it feels like, okay, it's not too bad. But my last try, okay, now that's secure. I don't know what the difference is from the last round. But the last try, maybe I just wasn't tightening it. Yeah, it doesn't feel too bad. I'm tucking actually. You can't, it doesn't move. Is that correct? You need a thread that's secure. Try doing 2 stitches and finish like this. Okay, but the second try this time isn't too bad. I'm actually tucking. Can you see that? I'm pulling from the bottom, and that is just the tail that I left. Is that correct? Is your the start is not secure. Yeah, I suppose. I think I've seen someone doing this before. I always wonder whether it's secure. So this is not something you should be doing unless you have your thread already stitched. Huh. Okay. Okay. Interesting. But this is also another method you need to know you're about to stitch the last one, right? Because if not, then you miss the opportunity. You need to undo a stitch. Excellent, Joyce. I did it correctly. Yay! So that's called reversed. Reverse stitch, is it? I see. Now we know. Now we know. Now we're spoiled with choices, particularly with full cross. Lovely jubbly. And let me bring up my little markup here. Oh, Joyce, did you get from the Japanese lady as well? Yeah, I remember seeing that. I thought that is so interesting, but it doesn't look secure. But I haven't really tried, so I don't know. But yeah, it must be from the same lady then. I remember she was stitching a piece that's got a lot of animals on the design. I can't remember which one that is. Or maybe it's Animal Kingdom or something like that. It's such a small world, stitching world. Everybody knows everyone. We've been watching the same videos. 3A66, 3A66. Three, 6, 6. Ah, Joy says, I call it reverse because you do the second leg first. Oh, so you tuck the second leg under the first leg. So it makes it first. Joyce is too good with naming things. If you don't know already, guys, Joyce was the lady that coined the term royal rolls. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. Okay, she came up with a name for this lady, whose surname's Royal. So, but it was Joyce that came up with the name. So there, trophies for Joyce. Let me find my trophy. I've never used it. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can find it. I never use it. I've been asking people to give me trophies. I never give any. Shame on me. So, oh, it's a long list. My goodness, now I know why you can't find it. Where is it? Oh, this one is good too. There you go. This one's for you, Joyce. Yes, Sarah's found that emoji. I haven't. I'll keep looking. Oh my God, where is it? How did you find it, Joyce? Where? I'm looking through like animals and everything else and fruits. I find the fruits, but not the trophy. So good. I give up. Next time, I'll give you choice. I'll give you trophy. Oh, there you go. Everybody's found it. Oh, well, not really, Joyce. You know, her name is Royal. It could be Royal Family, you know, but instead you call it Royal Roll. That is special. What is that? Oh, it's a medal. Lovely. It looks like a golden bomb. I thought it was some sort of explosion related emoji. Oh, River asks, who is this Japanese lady? Does she do videos? Yeah, she's a floss tuber. Maybe I can look it up. I'm pretty sure that's the lady. Let me have a quick look. I think she deserves the credit of the message. I just need to double check it's the correct one, just in case, to avoid the confusion. She may be, let me have a quick look. Yeah, it was probably a couple of years ago when I saw it for the first time, and I was so fascinated by it. And let me just have a quick look. I'm sure I'm still following her. It could be. It could be this one. Let me see if I can find the Animal Kingdom. I'm pretty sure that's this piece she was stitching at the time, just full of animals. I'm just double checking here. And I haven't seen her. Oh, it doesn't look like it. Hang on. Oh, maybe it is. Yes. Have a look at this. Hang on. If you can look at my phone here. So May and some Japanese words, okay? So let me look at the handle of her. Okay, this is it. Her handle is, let me zoom in. See if I can do that. Yes. Her handle is May, as in month, May, 51S. And I think, let me bring up, and go to her live videos, live streams. And I think the ones I saw when she did that method, I'm sure she probably still do it the same way. But look up an amazing Animal Kingdom videos. Those were the videos I saw that she consistently using this method. So all credits to the lady, May 51S. So look her up. I think at least for from those videos I saw, this is the only thread ending method she's been using. I don't know whether she's changed it recently, but just look her up. That one doesn't look super secure here. I don't know what's going on there. And you did, River? Yes. And the great thing about floss tubing is that you really don't need to understand the language. You just need to be able to see what they're doing. So language is not a problem. Yes, I vividly remember that's how she did. Let me see if I put my needle through here. And I'm going to part to the right. Oh, actually, there's already one. So I'm going to bring it up to the right here. Actually, this is so snuggly. It should be fine. Three, 866. 3866. Six. Yes, that's correct. May 51S. Lovely lady. And 3799. There's some very, very interesting Japanese floss tubers. They have their own kind of unique methods there, and they all know each other because I've been to, just went to say hello to their live streams, and you see the same names, together. And I think the May 51 lady was there as well on both occasions. I went to Shino's live stream and Candy Mama. They're both very interesting stitchers. Look them up. Candy Mama, as in one word, and Shino, Shino. She's come on to the chat to say hello many times. 3799. It was so lovely. Kiko Sabi. Oh, I don't know her. I'll look her up. Hey, Carla. Hello. Welcome to the chat. And Tracy's here as well. Hello, Tracy. And Joy says Karen, as in needlebug, also made a video explain this method. Yeah, I think when there's a kind of really good method around, it's very, people start to spread the message, which is lovely. Because we can all use the information. Absolutely. Adri. Right, Adri says, I'm looking forward to sleeping on her videos. It's actually very therapeutic though, really relaxing watching people stitching. And if they talk so softly, and it's lovely it's a sleeping aid. Absolutely, it's like yoga nidra. And if you don't know what yoga nidra is, it's a form of yoga that's kind of guides you into a space that's half asleep and half awake. And it's very, very relaxing. If you have issues sleeping, you can just pull up those videos. There are tons on YouTube. It will be sorted if you have issues sleeping. There. Adri, all those trophies, are they for Joyce? Joyce. Kiko Sabi. Lovely. Oh, Adri says I just finished transferring the pattern to where? To Pattern Keeper? Okay, so this is a good stitch to test, to use that method again. So it's a single stitch, 700, just one stitch. Here we go. Now, bottom left. Leave a till a little bit longer, just in case. And go down, upper right. Leave a loop. Come up from bottom right. Pull it through. Oh, look at me. Pull it tight. And then bring it down to the left, where you came up first. There. Look at this beauty. Single stitch, super secure. Not going anywhere. Oh, I love it. I love it. I can't wait to free up all these guys. Seriously, they annoy me. Beautiful. Just single stitch, so easy. Lovely. 700. Ah, the piece with a lot of satin stitching. But does it not use up a lot of material? Imagine if DMC is super expensive in your country, then that sucks a little bit. That's about half a scan of DMC down the drain just to stitch a petal or something. 987, 987. Gray says, I've fallen asleep a few times watching Yogi's Yogi stitching. Yogi, hope you know this is a compliment. I find watching you stitch so relaxing. I totally take it as a compliment because I get comments of people playing my videos in bed. So totally, I'm happy to be your company in bed. Okay, that came out wrong. You know what I mean. It's totally a compliment. And when I do yoga nidra, it's not uncommon at all, people falling asleep, even though it's about finding the space, kind of, being slightly aware at the same times, but people can't help it. It's just the way it is. And it's great when people fall asleep. And also at the end of yoga classes, regular classes, if you've been to yoga classes before, at the end you come to Shavasana, which is kind of just lying down, close the eyes. And a lot of people drift away and start snoring. And I always take that as a good sign because they're fully relaxed. So sometimes people, wake up and feeling a bit embarrassed. Never feel embarrassed. It teaches, for teachers, this is a compliment. Meaning that you're fully relaxed. And let me come up here. Bottom left. 1, 2, 3 from the right. 1, 2, 2, 3. So Adri just said something really interesting. So Adri says DMC is not expensive, like €1 and 20 pence, right? And that's about, over here it's about 120 in pounds. So it might be slightly higher in euro, but I wouldn't say €120 is cheap. And you do not perceive it as expensive because you're doing slightly different kind of stitching. You're doing embroidery. The consumption of the floss is very different when you do full coverage. So imagine, one of the first kind of full size kit sort of project I had to kit up was the little cake shop, which is full coverage. What is it called? Max colors. And we're talking about 100, and I believe it's 106, 260 or something like that, or 230, doesn't matter. It's still a lot. So it means in order to kit up just for one project, we're talking about maybe £300, something like that, you know, including fabric, plus fabric rather. That's not cheap. I wouldn't say that's cheap. So it's a very different kind of operation there when you do full coverage. So there, lucky you. If you need only, you know, maybe 10 colors, it's not too bad for a piece. Go to a fancy store. Oh, Natalia is in bed, drifting away. So good night, everyone. Okay, good night, Natalia. You're a star. Have a sweet dream. And come back to us very soon. Night, night. Night, night, Natalia. What? Ivy says, I'm starting 7 new projects next year. Next year. We're only halfway into this year, darling. And it's going to be fabric. What is it? Fabric and floss. Over $500. Yeah, I know. 7 projects. If you're kitting up full cross, not full cross, full coverage, lots of floss and fabric. Fabric is not cheap either. So, you know, if you need large fabric, yeah, it adds up. Absolutely. Another single stitch. Now I'm almost getting excited just getting single stitches. Before it was a headache. 3364. 3364. 3364. Yeah, but it's amazing you're planning ahead. Again, it's a reflection of the way you process things. Whereas me, I'm thinking like one moment at a time. I hardly know what I'm going to be stitching tomorrow, if at all. But that's just me. So Adri says, I spent 80 euros worth of floss, just DMC. Yeah, absolutely. And it's for 6 projects, and I know I'll have enough floss to keep using. Yeah, 80 floss. So that's about 60 to 7 colors or scans. Yeah, it's not a cheap hobby for sure. But we're here for it. And like someone said that if you're happy stitching one piece, you know, if you're one of those rare creatures that you stitch one piece at a time until it's finished, then maybe it's not too bad. You know, you only need to do it once and the project lasts for years. Right? Oh, I forgot. Oh no, this is a loop star, so I'm good. I'm good. It's okay. All good. All good. It's secure. It's a little bit of confetti here. 3364. And 520. And it's almost done, this block. So Adri says, so cross stitch takes more floss than embroidery. Not necessarily. Depends on how you quantify the amount you need. So for instance, if I kit up a max color project, the amount of floss might not be great, but it's a little bit of floss from each color. So in order to stitch to complete the piece, let's say if I need about 250 colors, I have to buy them, even though I only use tiny bit of floss, amount of floss from each color. You know what I mean? So in order to be able to complete one piece, you do need to purchase and get all the colors ready. So that's where the cost is. You might have a lot of leftover that you can use for other pieces, but you know, you're likely to have to top up, add additional colors in order to kit up additional ones. So it's not so much you use up everything, but it's the fact that you just simply need to have it in order to move forward. Suzanne says, I'm planning for starting a fancy lady next year for my 60th. What's a fancy lady? Is that the name of a piece? Wow. Yeah, it's worth celebrating. You should start a new piece. Grace says, do you purchase the full set of for all projects or individually? And where can you buy single CXC when you run out? A good question. So I kind of went full circle with CXC. So what happened was when I started working, kind of discovered this rabbit hole and fell in the hole and can't get out. Initially, I started off with CXC simply because it's cheaper. So in the UK, DMC was quite expensive, and I kind of thought, well, I really want to try this full coverage thing, but I didn't want to invest like hundreds of pounds and discover that I actually don't like it. So I decided to go for CXC. I saw someone mentioning it, so I said, well, I have nothing to lose. Let me just get some of the cheaper floss there. And so I got a full set of CXC from Etsy. There's a vendor there. I just followed the floss tubers direction and got that from got a full set of CXC without the newer colors, without the first up to 150, but that was plenty, right? So I got my full set there, and then I got ambitious and started to add more projects, and I really want to stitch with DMC. So that was when I decided to get a full set. I got a chest, the wooden chest. You probably have seen other people having it. So it's got all the colors from one. Is it zero? There's no zero. What's the first color? I can't remember, but basically covers, you know, all bases. So I got that full set there and started to build from the full set. It was a lot easier because I did consider getting individual colors, but I just knew it was going to be super messy. You know, I'm going to be running around, try to remember what colors I need, and it's going to just be a nightmare. And at that point, I knew I was going to dive into this space. So I thought, well, okay, I'm going to just buy the bullet and do that. So that's what I did. And then after stitching with DMC for like a couple of years throughout, you know, the whole COVID situation, I decided to come back to CXC and discover that, CXC is perfect for, something like a half stitch, 10 stitches, where you need a lot of cover, a lot of body. So that's kind of my situation. So to answer your question there, I got my CXC from Etsy, a vendor. I don't know where you are, so if you're in the UK, I can give you the vendor's name. I think that's where everybody's buying their CXC from. And do I buy individual colors? So when I got my first set, and then it turned out that there's some colors I needed more than one scan, and I was thinking, should I get individual ones? And then for some crazy reason, I decided to get a second set. I just thought, in the longer term, it was going to work out cheaper. So I've got two full set of CXC. But yes, of course, you can buy individual ones. Etsy will be a good place to buy. I'm sure there are other places as well. But if you're just buying 3 or 4 or stuff like that, Etsy is good. Because some places, I don't know, they might come in kind of a color collection set rather than individual. Depends. So there you go. That's a very long-winded answer for you. So, but I think if you're doing full coverage, if you decided this is what you want to do, doesn't matter it's DMC or CXC, consider getting a full set. It would take the stress away because you've got everything there. And rather than trying to come up with a list of 250 and send it, to the vendor to sort it out. So it's a decision you have to make. 3031 3031. But they're both good to stitch for different type of projects. DMC is very glossy and much tighter in terms of, it's the way it's kind of spun together. So if you want stitch something that's really delicate, then DMC is probably a good choice. Like the other day, someone mentioned linen, for instance. Then CXC might be too bulky, and I totally agree. So if that's the case, stitch on linen, then, or maybe like 32 count when it's really, really small. CXC might be too full. That's entirely possible. Not that I ever stitched 32 count yet, but I can imagine that, it might be a little bit thicker than you like. But yeah, so it depends on what you were stitching. Joy says it's cheaper to kit up 7 projects at once because you can combine the colors there are in more than one pattern. That's true. Yeah, if you know exactly what you're going to do for, the next 12 months or God knows, 20 years, then yeah, you just kit them up at the same time, get all the material together. Might work out cheaper. I'm just not very organized, so I kind of just go drip and drops as I go. Two, three, and then one more here. Oh, this block actually turned out to be more confetti than I imagined. Interesting. And oh, Cherries and Stitches says fancy ladies are almost like a genre of cross stitch. What is it? Is it a type of pattern? I don't know. Fancy ladies? Please explain to me. Ah, Ivy says Dutchie's right. On my 7 projects, there are a few colors where there's a handful of stitches each. Yeah, it's like that when you kit up max colors. It's a tiny, tiny little bit of thread for like, I don't know, some have like 20 stitches or something like that, crazy. And you only need a tiny bit, but you still need to get the thread, get the color. Yes. Oh, everybody knows about fancy ladies. I have no clue what it is. Grace is in the US. Oh, and also if you're in the US, you're very lucky because DMC, you know, the floss is a lot cheaper over there. Lucky you. So, you know, it might be cheaper to get a full set, really, and start to build from there. Sounds like River's got a special secret sauce vendor she buys her material from under the full moon. Nice 3/8. 938. It's a beautiful brown. Just one stitch and then part down. Oh, that one. Naughty Unicorn Craft. At least this one I can pronounce. I think Joyce spelled it a different way. Ivy said DMC is over $1 on their site. 123 Stitch has theirs as 66¢. You know what? I wonder, is because I have heard of 123 Stitch through some floss tuber in the UK, and I believe it might be Cross Stitch Smiles, if I remember correctly. They're UK based, and I remember she bought some material from 123 Stitch, but I don't think she was allowed to buy DMC. It may be some sort of, they don't ship DMC over to the UK because otherwise we'll be buying from them willy-nilly and it's like half price. So that is just, you know, I'm gutted. So we can't even cheat, you know. I secretly smuggle DMC across the ocean. Oh, that stitch isn't that pretty. Let's see. Let me stitch over again. Don't know what happened there. It's not supposed to look like that. So this method, in terms of color completion within the block, occasionally you do come across stitches like this. Just, you know, the fabric slightly tighter with the final stitches because you're mostly stitching in the area that's surrounded by other stitches. So this could happen. So it's a price you pay to a certain extent doing color completion, which is faster than row by row. With row by row, you don't come across tight stitches like this, but it's worth it. I'll see how it goes. Maybe in the more confetti areas, I would go back to row by row. Depends. I can change if I want to. You can't stop me. 936. 936. Bye, Brittany. Brittany's have to run errands. Enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And we might still be here when you come back. Depends on what you're trying to do. You know, if you're going to run marathon, then maybe we won't be here unless you run it really, really fast. But maybe we'll still be here. Enjoy it. Adri's going to bed. Have a good night. Because Adri's in Europe as well. And over there, she's 1 hour ahead of me, which makes me very happy. It means I'm not at the, someone that's, stitching it late at night like a crazy person. There's one person out there at least in the same time zone. In fact, 1 hour ahead. 936. 936. And Joyce as well, I forgot. Joyce is also 1 hour ahead of me as well, which makes me very happy. Because majority of you probably still in your daytime hours, which I'm very jealous. Night night, Adri. Oh, everything from EU will get more expensive because that's not good. Joyce, that's not good. It's not like it is, everything is not expensive enough already over here. It's a tricky little stitch here. And then I'm going to park it to the right, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5. Oh, Carla is in the UK as well, or Europe. Excellent. Join the late night club. Yes, Suzanne is 1 hour ahead as well. She's in Europe as well. Suzanne says, I've just finished my tower to make 563 stitches on my fox today. Well done. 563. That's the average. That's normal for our chat, because our chat is normally like average, 500 to 1,000, like it's nothing. The bar is pretty high, everyone. And Rajal, hello. Hello, Yogi, and everyone in chat. Rajal has joined us in the chat. I hope you're well today. And Sarah says, okay, Sarah is getting competitive. Sarah says, I stopped today's stitches at 871. Oh my head is hurting just seeing that number. And I'm I'm looking at my stitch count on my app. Cringe with fear. It doesn't look like that number up there. Ah, Carla's in Portugal. It's the same time in the UK. Okay. So exactly the same time. The night is still young, Carla, right? Right. I'm going to move over here to have a little rest from the confetti, actually. Just a little breather there. So I don't get like a little bit fed up because there are quite a few. There's a small area there. It's just full of color changes. So I'm going to cheat and part that block a little bit. And I'm going to allow myself to just wander off over here where all the stitches look a little bit friendlier. Right, so that's what I'm gonna do. And by the way, tomorrow is going to be a rest day for the stream. So I think going forward, Monday might be a rest day because I have a pretty late evening class I teach on Monday evening. And now I have morning classes on Tuesday morning as well. So I think it will be sensible. Maybe have Monday off. So just give you some time to miss me, you know? So Mondays, I don't know if it's official, but Mondays will be off day for the stream. You can catch up with streams that you haven't got a chance to watch. And then the rest of the week will be normal. I'll come back and stitch with you in the evenings over here. Just give you a heads up, just in case you don't go, where's Yogi today, you know, and send out the search party. I'll be fine. I'm just teaching yoga. So just so you know, so Mondays will be off day. And don't forget, Wednesdays is our stitch along Kim's day. Okay, so get your material ready. You haven't got the pattern already. Come join us every Wednesday. There's no deadline. There's no number of stitches you need to make each session. We just stitch together. That's the best way to enjoy sew. It's not a competition. Not that I stand a chance. What? Suzanne? Who is stitching 1065? You, Suzanne? My goodness. Oh, so I see, Suzanne, you've been stitching multiple pieces. So the figure earlier on is just for one piece. Man, I can't breathe. 1065. Yes, Suzanne, one of these days you need to explain the snake method to me, because you need to explain to me, why do you need to snake? Why can't you just do row by row, which is what I do sometimes. Yeah, because Needle Ninja, correct? Pioneer the snake method. Is it royal roll she's doing? I don't think she's not doing royal roll, but she's doing two similar to royal roll. She was doing what is it? Two blocks on top of each other like a tower. But I don't think she does it like royal roll. I'm trying to think. And she calls it snake method. And I get the row by row element of it, but I never quite understood, why do you need to snake? What's the benefit? What's the purpose of it? Suzanne is doing temperature stitch as well. That came up the other day. I had no idea what it was until it was mentioned. It's packed with information, these streams. I'm learning something new every day. It's shocking. Absolutely shocking. Rose says, thousands is my goal for today. And currently I'm 145. You got to start somewhere, right, Rose? My goal is 300 every day, and I hit it maybe once a month. I'm okay with that. That's how I roll, you know. Set a goal high, and then, you know, you have to reach for the moon, and maybe you get to the stars, right? Aim high, aim high. Oh, this is much better. After the confetti situation there, now I get to stitch the entire row of the same color. How refreshing. Whew. Take a breath. This is better. Whoops. Heather says, fancy ladies are beaded. Oh, I know what you mean. Fancy ladies are beaded. Mirilias by Nora Corbett. You know what? I don't remember the name, but I have seen people everywhere stitching those ladies with like pretty dresses with beads. Is that what you're? Let me have a quick Google actually. Why don't I? Let's have a look. Because that's how I got myself interested in the beaded projects. Let me just have a Google here and show it to you. Fancy ladies and Mirilias. Cross stitching beaded. Cross stitch. Let's see if this comes up. Am I looking the right thing? Let me just load it up on the browser here. Let me show you. Am I looking the right thing? Are these the pieces? Let me try to find the comment from Heather. Am I looking the right thing? These ones? Because I've seen a lot of people doing these type of projects. Mirabilia. Fancy ladies, pretty dressed with beads. Very, yeah, that's what I'm looking. Have I spell it incorrectly? Oh, okay. Let me try again. Mirra. Okay, that's better. My spelling's appalling. Oh, so these ones. Yes. I think I've seen these around, and the reason I haven't go near them is because I don't tend to stitch human figures. I've got this thing that I don't like to stitch anything with eyes other than the cats. But these are so interesting. And I think I talked about wanting to do something with beads at some point. But maybe just not human figures. Oh, so this is like a genre of itself. I can totally get it. It's a very different kind of style. Yeah, because I was drawn to it because it's different kind of technique, isn't it? You have to thread. Oh, this one doesn't have beads, maybe a little bit, but let me just have a look. Yeah, these are pretty. These are pretty, lovely. Um, but I think there's some beaded projects out there that does not involve eyes and human figures. I think if I remember correctly, I looked into, it was suggested by one of the people in the chat that there's another company that specializes in beaded projects. I'll look into that actually. Totally forgot. Suzanne says, check out Bella Filipina. Is that a name of a piece or let me have a look. Bella Filipina. Have I spelled it correctly? Oh. So is it a brand, like a company, or I just click through? All right. Very nice. Does it have beads? I can't see. Oh, yeah, there. It comes with all the beads. Now that looks exciting. Very nice. That's very pretty, though. If you don't mind. Oh, the floss looks nice. The floss looks nice. My goodness. So all different types. So these are sort of glitzy ones. Very exciting. They've got a lot different projects. Is it different, this one? Whoa. Very nice. Heather says it's 3 p.m. here in British Columbia, Canada. 3 p.m. Very nice. Joy says maybe a mill heel Christmas or Halloween ornament. Yeah, definitely. I remember a while ago, I can't remember who suggested it. There's a company that do beaded projects. They were so cute. And I think the Halloween ones would theme would be really nice for projects like that. I like this. So this is from Etsy, is it? Ah, okay. Interesting. Oh, these are quite pretty actually. Look at that. So they're charted by all sorts of people, not just from a company. Oh, hello. Interesting. So this one doesn't have beads. I don't think this is the beaded one, is it? Very nice. See, there's another genre that I have to put on my to-do list. It would never end. Man, it's not easy. Yes. On Etsy, so Greetia is sorry, I butchered your name again. I'm gonna continue to do so. Just brace yourself. Well, I don't even know if I can spell it. Let me see if I can copy from your chat. Just saves me. Oh, maybe I can't. Oh yeah, I can copy it. Let's see if this works. Yes, much easier. What is this then? Why does it look like that? That's not what I expected. What is this? No. On Etsy. Oh, she's on Etsy? So, oh, so the vendor name, is it? Okay, let's go on Etsy then. We're on Etsy here. Am I looking at the right thing? What is it I'm looking at? Hang on. I forgot to show you the browser. Let me show you the browser. Am I looking at the right thing? Vendor name. I don't know. Maybe not. Doesn't look right. Never mind. But yeah, the stitching world is wide. The rabbit hole is deep when it comes to stitching. And oh, I just saw Suzanne's comments. She's got the fabric for Kim. So Saturday? Is that a different day you're doing? We're doing on Wednesday. Suzanne, the Sew day is on the Kim's day is on Wednesday. One, two, three. One more row. Yay. Much better. The entire row of the same color. Oh, okay. Suzanne explains. My friend comes on Saturday. She's bringing the fabric for you. Very nice. That's a nice friend. I need friends like that. They'll bring me fabric. And do you know which piece you're doing? I can't remember which piece you're doing. If you have mentioned already. One more. I'm going to, oh, this stitch will be a good stitch to end. Let's give it a go. See if we can rethread it. Here. Practice makes perfect. So this thread is a little bit short. Thread through. Go all the way down to the left corner. Done. Oops. Why does he do that? It looks a bit weird. And leave it. That one looks a bit weird. Never mind. You won't even notice. That one looks a little bit iffy. I'll stitch over it. You've got a sewing room. That's a beautiful piece. Yes, great choice. Ah, so you're gonna stitch on 22 counts, or you're gonna go full cross or 10 stitches? 22 is a nice fabric count to work with. And pocket to the block on the right there. Nice. Yes, that's the fabric count. I work my dry flowers from, and I'm doing a tent as well. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. Suzanne says I'm doing 4 projects on 22. I mean, 22 is a kind of, sweet spot for a lot of people. Some people don't necessarily want to do 25, but maybe 20, they probably think that the stitches are too large for them. 22 is just perfect. Because when I'm stitching 22, sometimes I'm mistaken it as 25 because they're kind of just somewhere there. I think it's closer to 25 than 20 for some reason. 20 feels quite large. And I am going to see if I can park it over to the right there. Right. And keep going, see if I can stitch all the part threads here. Suzanne says I'm trying after trying 25 again, I'm going back to 22. Interesting. Yes. It's quite interesting. For some reason people associate 25 to heaven and earth design. I don't know. It's just like a thing. But it doesn't have to be a thing. You can stitch them on 14 counts if you want to. And see if I can get away with this one. Because I forgot this was going to be the last one. So I'm going to just tease it up and pull it through. Not the prettiest way of finishing it, but it works. There you go. Big Camry, my darling, where have you been? Where have you been? You need to check in from time to time, so I know you're doing well. How are you? Yeah, 20 is really nice as well. I've got one project is on 20, but it's a bit of a dilemma because I have been doing half stitches with the 20, but it feels a little bit thin, even with CXC. So I'm thinking maybe I should switch to full cross instead. I think 20 might need the full cross for that fullness. I think 10 stitches is just a little bit, you know, not enough. Whoops. I'll get better with this method, I'm sure. I keep forgetting this is my last stitch. So I have to kind of work my way around. 9A7. Camry says life got a little hectic, but I'll definitely check in. Yeah, just check in, just say hello, and then you can go your merry way. So at least we know you're well. Joy says, I don't like the 22 count we can get here. It's Oslo from Zaragoza. Is that how it's pronounced? I never know. And it's very floppy. Ha. Floppy 22 count. It's meant for hardanger stitching. I don't know what that is. So you can't get the regular kind of DMC fabric because I don't know how floppy as in thin, like flimsy. Suzanne says, I think you're referring to 20 count. I do notice the white under dark stitches, but I think the fabric will shrink. Oh, do you think it will shrink up after washing? To be honest, I wouldn't know because I haven't finished a single piece yet. So haven't got a pleasure of washing anything, okay? Other than my hands and my towels. So, oh, so the fabric will shrink. Really? That's possible. That's quite true because it's probably starched in some way. So once the starch is washed off, maybe it will shrink a little bit. I can see that. See? You're definitely talking like someone has finished work before, pieces before. I haven't. I'm saying that very quietly. Let me see. Oh, this is not. I was being cheeky there. See if I could tuck the thread under another stitch. But I've decided against it. Let me tease this up. Not the prettiest way of doing it, but it works. There we go. And I'm going to remove some of these tails. They're annoying me. There we go. Why don't I remove these ones as well? I think they're tucked in. Oh. Bye-bye, you're going home, party goers. There. Suzanne, you got the fabric for free. That's a kind of from your friend. Can I be her friend as well? Joy says it's flimsy. I like the look of your 14-count projects. Maybe I'll try that one day. I don't like stitching with 2 strands. Really? I love stitching with 2 strands. So how are you enjoying your dry flowers? I can't remember. Are you doing full cross? 1/1, or I was under the impression you're doing, oh yeah, that's right, you don't like 10 stitches. So you must be doing full cross. Okay. I love working with 2 strands though, because you can do loop start. That's my favorite. So yeah, you should try 14 counts. 14 counts stitch so differently, and it's such a nice sort of reset from 25 counts or any kind of, you know, smaller stitches. It's just a nice and wholesome, and it's so satisfying, and you can feel the threads going through the fabric a lot more. I can hear the noise, the sound of the, you know, the fabric a lot more. I know, according to Karen, it's the death scream from the threads, because they just get friction burned, and then eventually they weaken. But until they're dead, I really enjoy the sound of the thread going through the fabric. So that's me. "14 count is fun." Oh, so it's from your weaving studio. I don't know any friends that will give me any fabric. I'm having the wrong friends. I need to make some new ones. So Sarah says I do loop start with 1 strand. Yes, you could. Yes, you could. But with 1 strand, I tend to just stitch across and tuck the tail underneath. It's just quicker, because my single strand loop start or ending is very clumsy. I tend to get into trouble. So oh, I need to remember, this is my last one, I think. Last stitch of this color. Let me remember for a change. Thread it through, loop over, pull, and come all the way down. There. Lovely jubbly. Joy says dry flowers is full cross 1/1 on 20 counts. Okay, 1/1 on 20 counts. Does it come out a little bit thin? 20 counts. This one piece I started with 2/1, 10 stitches, but it just come out a little bit fadey. But I think dry flower, you know, the style of Kim's style, is probably quite complimentary for, you know, that kind of slightly sketch-like effect. I like to see the results. I saw some couple pictures. It actually looks quite full. Those stitches actually look quite full. The ones I saw on a Facebook you posted. Right. This is going to be the last part thread of this block. I'm going to make it the last color of today's session here. Let me see if I can do it without falling over. I'll do my best. Oh, Heather as well. You don't enjoy using 2 strands? Ah, you need to give it another go. I like two strands as well. I like 1/1 as well. It feels very different when you stitch 1/1 versus two strands. And I enjoy the variety of the stitching experience. And one over here. One up here. And then I've got another one. And I need to remember to end it the right way. It's got a tiny bit of thread left. So I need to do a little bit of a maneuvering, acrobatic move. There. Oh, that looks a bit iffy. That's okay. I'll just stitch over it. It'll be fixed. It'll be fixed. It'll all be fine. Right. So this is where I am today. Let me zoom out a little bit so you get to see my progress today. So today I mostly work on this area. So this block is almost finished, but it's slightly confetti at the bottom there. So I thought I'd take a break here, but a lot of color transition. And then I moved down here to take a break. So there's some, really solid color area there. So that was really enjoyable. And yeah, that's my progress today for today's session there. And let me just bring up let me zoom out a little bit more actually. So you get to see where I am right now with this piece here. And so I like to work on this area and gradually move down diagonally. Let me move this thing away so you get to see. So I'm doing color completion, and let me bring up the full markup here. It's so beautiful. So if you look at the top, just under the left part of the window, the white, blind or whatever you call it, this type of Venetian, not a Venetian, whichever you're looking at it, that bit is actually I imagine quite confetti, but as you move down, I'm getting excited because you get to, or I get to stitch the letters of the shop sign there, and I'm very, very excited to do that. I think it's coming down from maybe this area toward the right as well. So I might spend a little bit more time on this side before I come back down to the left and bottom there. And let me show you my stitch count. So fast stitchers, look away. Okay, you're gonna have a heart attack. You're gonna be so impressed that you might not be able to stay on your seat. So here today I have completed the grand total of 144 stitches. Round of applause, everyone. I know, it's amazing. It's almost they're carefully stitched, okay? One stitch at a time, so that's me today. And percentage, okay, 11.25. So I think I move forward a little bit. So let me just quickly look at the chat here. And oh, Suzanne says, I have hard time holding on to the thread with one strand. Interesting. And Joy says, I do use CXC, so that's fuller than DMC, but I think 1/1 is perfect for this pattern. I do agree, yes. With some patterns, maybe it might look a little bit thin, but I think for dry flowers, perfect. It goes with the style. And Suzanne says, I can't wait to start the love letter as well. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. Just look at this. And Ivy says, you did great, Yogi. Thank you so much. And I decided to address you as Ivy. First of all, that's your name, but also I keep pronouncing your handle in a different way. I've been calling you Dante, whichever, Dante, but you're Ivy, so there you go. That's easier for me. And Griety says, have to go walking with the dog. Yes, go, look after the dog. And it's a lovely evening. Bye bye. Thanks for joining us. And Joy says you already have the bright pink stitches from the letter. Do you think? Have I? Oh, nothing escapes from your eagle eyes. Joyce, I didn't even notice, because sometimes when you're focusing on the stitches, you just don't see it. That's true. That's true. Let's bring that up just to verify. That is true. That is true. Yes, I have about 2 stitches of the, is it L on the left? God, what do I do without you, Joyce? And Steve says, you of course spend a bit of time training your ending stress. Thank you, Steve. Exactly. So that took about, at least half an hour, right? That's at least another 500 stitches that I miss out there. You're quite right, Steve. Well said. Sarah, thank you for your trophy. Carla says it looks beautiful. Grace says it looks beautiful. Thank you, guys. And just to remind you, tomorrow is the off day tomorrow. So Mondays will be off stream day going forward. And but the rest of the days I'll be back here and stitch with you in the evening from the peaceful London. So with that, I'm going to sign out. And good night, good afternoon, or good morning, maybe some of you, everyone. And I'll come back on Tuesday and nice and fresh, and we'll do another piece. And remember, Wednesday is the soul day as well, so if you're going to join in, do it now. And also you're welcome to join our Facebook group as well. So nighty night, everyone. Night night. Sleep well, everyone. Bye.